is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Coming to y'all another video. I'm going to give y'all two today because I'm generous. We're going to start the What to Expect series off. This is basically my season previews. I just call it What to Expect. I got a recommendation. I was going to do the Clippers, but I'm going to start off with the Kings because somebody commented that. I'm going to do the ones y'all want me to do, but I'm only doing all 30 teams. So if I do them once, I'm not doing them twice. So keep that in mind. So we're going to start with the Sacramento Kings. This is a team that almost made it to the playoffs. They had a beautiful season, just to be honest. They had surprised a lot of people. A lot of people thought this team would be basically like a 25-win team, and they ended up winning 39 games and they lost 43. And they also was a team that was top 10 in scoring, which was a little surprising because they didn't really mesh well and they didn't really look that good on paper. But when they had their coach and he really, before he got fired, he really found a way to get the best out of this team. And they had a very surprising season. And, you know, they averaged 114 points per game. That gave them ninth. There was also 45 rebounds. That was 14th. 25 assists a game. That was 14th. And it was actually fifth in points allowed with 115. So this was actually a solid team. This is a team that could have really made the playoffs if they would have been able to be more disciplined and it was a little bit more smarter and they really just played their game. I feel like they got a little scared. They couldn't take the pressure. They was a little too excited. And it just ruined their run because they just didn't play the way they played through the halfway in the beginning of the season, and they cost them a playoff spot. They even made the trade for Harrison Barnes, who they re-signed this year, and I think that was amazing because he was a guy that really needs to master playing off the ball. And they need a guy that can help them because he's a guy that has won championships, knows what it takes to win championships, and he is a solid player in the NBA. So what I really think about Harrison Barnes is he's a good fit. I just feel like they gave him a little bit too much money because now they're in a situation where this is their core. This who is what they're going to run with on paper and salary-wise. They really can't make any huge changes without getting rid of one of these main core players. You also got to give credit to Buddy Hield. He has really been amazing, really showing that he can be more than just a guy that can shoot threes, knocking down mid-range, getting out in transition, getting to the basket, knocking down, coming off screens and keeping himself moving, so he keep the defense always honest and guessing and making them allow the space for De'Aaron Fox to really play his game. Another thing that's great is that De'Aaron Fox improved his game, showing that he can be a decent three-point shooter, especially off the dribble and shooting threes as a spot-up shooter. I think that's something that he's going to have to continue to do because they're going to need him to do that. They really want to put a lot of pressure on the defense and really put them in bad situations. Because Fox is a guy that can get to the basket at will. He's a willing passer. He's not just a score-first point guard. He has ability to be a two-way player, too, because of his athleticism and his speed and his just competitiveness. This is a guy like to get up in you. He likes to challenge. He likes being a point guard because that is one of the deepest positions in the NBA, and he has been phenomenal. I love me some De'Aaron Fox. I wish he would have played for Team USA so he can gain some more experience and learn some more from some of the best players and from the best coaches and really took his game to another level. They're going to need De'Aaron Fox because I feel like the West really has gotten better. If this was the same West, I would have gave the Kings a bigger chance to make it to the playoffs because they would have the chemistry, they would have the experience, and they would be able to learn from it and just come back stronger. But since the West is coming back stronger, and even the teams in their area with talent, they came back better, and now they just as good as the team or a little bit better than this team, which means it's going to be even harder for a team like this to make it to the playoffs. Honestly, it's going to be tough. But they did put themselves in a situation where they have a lot of excitement in Sacramento. They have a new coach in Luke Walton, which a lot of people haven't been talking about or bringing up. He likes to get it up and down. He likes having a fast-paced offense. And when you look at the team, De'Aaron Fox, Yogi Ferrell, Marvin Bagley, Trevor Ariza, Harrison Barnes, you got Bogdan. You got a lot of shooting. You got a lot of guys that can play multiple positions, even like Harry Giles can play the 4 or the 5. You got Corey Joseph, a guy that's going to get up in you and he's going to compete every night. You got Kufis that is a solid backup, giving you a lot of depth at that power forward and center position, and that's something that they have had these last couple years. They have the wings, and like I said, Trevor Bogdan and Corey Brewer. They have the guards that can get up and down and get to the paint and really cause havoc in the pick and roll. You also have the guards that can shoot like the Buddy Hields of the world. So they have a little bit of everything on this roster, and I like the fact that they mixed in and sprinkled in some veterans in there to really help them, stay together when things get rough, when times get difficult, to pull them back in and just let them know that this is part of the process. This is a part of becoming one of the best teams in the NBA. You got to lose, you got to fail, but it's the way you come back. It's the way your mentality has to be different. And a lot of these young players don't know how to win because they didn't win in college. They never dominated at this type of level and never had this type of competition. And the fact that they're in the West, they're going to have to be strong. They're going to have to trust in each other. They're going to have to believe in each other because they are a young team and they are going to go through a lot. And last year, for them to really be competing and really have a lot of excitement, people really talking about them and covering them a lot more because they was winning. It was kind of sad that they ended the season the way they did, but that's that type of mentality and that type of help that you need to overcome that 2-game losing streak or losing a tough game when you only can lose 3 out of the next 4. They need that help. They need that push. They need that adrenaline shot that can keep them going and get their head back up. And I think that they got the right type of talent. They got the right type of veterans. Now it's just about putting it all together and going out there and competing and trying to get a W. But that's the part when Luke Walton has to come in. Luke Walton has won titles. Luke Walton has played with the Golden State Warriors with a bunch of talent. He has played with teams that was still coming up. So he has seen a lot of things as a player, and he has won and seen things as a coach. So I think he can give them that perspective. He can give them that advice. He can give them that knowledge that they might need to take that game to the next level. And I don't think that they needed Luke Walton because I think they would have been fine coming to this next year with their old coach or Luke Walton. But the fact that you replaced them for whatever reason, now this is the direction you got to go in. It seems they like Luke Walton. They bought into Luke Walton, and when he became available, they picked him up very quickly. So it just shows you the respect and how much he really was the guy that they really wanted to run this team in general. So I really want to see, can they keep up their defensive efforts? Can they stay disciplined? Can they stay out of foul trouble? Can they make the right plays? Because they are year 2, year 3 of being together, and they just added some small pieces in it, and the pieces they added was veterans basically. So that should help them keep their mentality stable. That should help them stay positive and really get them, focused. The problem is, do they have enough talent to win in the West? And I think that's the biggest question for this Sacramento team. It's not really the experience. It's not really being young. It's just, do they have enough? Because when you look at the West, you have Denver, you have Oklahoma. You have Denver, you have Portland, you have Utah, you have Golden State, you got the Clippers, you got the Lakers, and then you look at the Rockets. You look at the Spurs. That's 8 teams right there that you can say are locks to make it to the playoffs. What can Sacramento do differently to make them better than a team like San Antonio, a team like Golden State, when they have the MVPs, they have the veterans that have made it to the playoffs consecutive years? That's going to be the part that's going to be tough for the Sacramento Kings. Can they play well together? Can they buy in enough? Can they sacrifice enough like those teams to take one of those spots and get into the playoffs? And I think that's going to be the trouble for them. That's their biggest question is, as a team, as a unit, can they collectively cover and do everything they need to do to get to that level to where they're just as good or a little bit better? And that's going to be the part that's going to be tough for them, is being mentally tough, mentally prepared, and just ready to go out there and gut and fight every, game. That's what you have to do in the West this year. And you look at the teams like the Pelicans. You look at like the teams like the Dallas Mavericks. They're going to be trying to fight and take one of those spots too. It's not really no spots available for the West, and if I had to be honest, there's no spots available. The team that you can say is available is the Oklahoma City Thunder spot, but you have to add the Lakers probably. So that's 8. That's 8 teams right there. How can the Sacramento Kings get to that level? They don't have a choice. It's either you're going to take it or you're going to lose it. Is you going to fight for it? Is you gonna swing a couple shots to go for the knockout, or just gonna stand there until they hit first and get knocked out? And we done seen some people just get that done. So it happens. So that's gonna be the question. What type of Sacramento Kings team is we gonna see? What type of mentality is they gonna have? Is they strong enough to continue to fight when things get tough? Can they pick their heads up when they fail? And can they stay focused on the goal, and that's making the playoffs and actually achieving it as a team? It's not really about De'Aaron Fox. It's not really about Buddy Hield. It's just about everybody buying in and sacrificing collectively. That's what Golden State going to do. That's what Houston's going to do. That's what San Antonio's going to do. And that's why I have them locked into those top 8 spots. But what I will say is this. Sacramento has a chance. It's all about taking their best shot. And if they ain't taking it, they just going to have to sit and wait for the next meal, which is the next year to make another chance. I do not have the Sacramento Kings making it to the playoffs. I really wanted them to. I really was happy for them last year because I am a Hill fan, and I do like De'Aaron Fox, and they have great chemistry. They do fit each other well. They play off each other very well, and they complement each other very well. It's just more than just 2 players. You need more than just 2 players in this Western Conference, and these guys are not superstars yet. So even if they had these 2 guys, they're not that top 5, top 10 talent like other teams in the West have. So how much can they get out of De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield? I think we've seen how great they was last year. They're going to have to do it even to a higher degree this year if they really want to lead this team to a top 6 seed or even a 7th or 8th spot. So I think it's just a little bit too tough. They almost there. They're a piece away. They're a move away. They're all-star away from being a lock in the playoffs um, in the West. But they're not there just yet this season. I think they can get there if they do make a great trade in the trade deadline, depending on what their record is going up to the trade deadline or around that time. But if they don't make that move, it's very hard seeing Sacramento winning over 40 games. Will they win close? Yeah, because they did that last year. But that's not enough to actually make it to the playoffs. You have to make that. You have to make it to the spot or you ain't in. That's how it goes. So they close, but not close enough. Even though I love this team, they're going to be fun to watch, and I'm going to recommend them to a lot of people, especially if they stay healthy. But I feel like they made enough moves to get close, but not close enough. And that's going to be their problem. But I really want to see what Luke Walton does with this team, how he coaches them. Can he do better than the coach last year? Can he take them to that next level? Can he help them reach a level that they haven't reached before and really become a serious team in the West? We won't know until the season start, and we won't know until it actually happens and we see how it plays out. And that's a part of watching the season. But I don't have the Sacramento Kings making it to the playoffs, and I don't do records because it's hard to predict records when so much changes throughout the season. Plus, on top of that, you got the trade deadline, you got injuries, so I don't really think the actual telling people the actual win amount matters because this isn't going to be the same team that they're going to have by the end of the season anyway. So I don't think the win losses matter. It's just about is they going to make it or not, and I say no. Let me know what you guys think. Is I'm sleeping on them? I'm underrating them? Is they overrated? Is this a team that should make it? Can Buddy Hield and Fox take it to the next level and push them into that top 8 spot? Or is they going to fall short just like they did last year? They're good, but they're not good enough just yet. But they can get there. It's just about how they're going to get there, what they're going to do to get there, and can they backcourt really push themselves to another level and help them get there this year? If not, they're going to be close. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.